He's a character, definitely. He's bubbly. Everybody who meets him absolutely loves him because they just say he's different to any other kid they've met. He's just amazing. Yeah, he just plods on with life. Even when there's like kids that notice he's different, he's just not bothered. Like we had an incident the other day in the park where there were an older child, about 10-year-old, noticed his teeth, and then they got him to smile at his friend. So, and he's just like this, showing his teeth, and it just doesn't bother him at all. Yeah, he's just a really happy little boy. We were about 16, 17 months old. It all come from going to a dermatology appointment, and the dermatologist was asking me questions because he had rashes around his face and he noticed he didn't have any teeth. So he asked me, does he sweat? He was looking at his nails, looking at his hair, like going through his hair. And he left the appointment at that. He didn't tell us anything. He was just like, oh, it'll be nothing. So I went straight on Google and I typed in the symptoms, and that was the symptoms that the dermatologist asked us, and that was the only thing that came up. And there's pictures of children on there, and I was like, that's Tyler. I read about it and the symptoms seemed to just fit into everything, and the pictures of the children on there just looked like Tyler. There were similarities. And it made sense to when he was a baby, when in the summer times and he would just not stop crying. And we didn't know why, because we were trying to do everything that you do for a baby, and just nothing were helping until we took him inside, and then he calmed down and everything just made sense after reading about ectodermal dysplasia. So then I booked an appointment at the doctor's, explained what I thought, and then they referred us to see genetics. We went to the clinic and he got clinically diagnosed, and then we had blood tests, and that took around 6 months to come back, so it might have been less than a year afterwards, after we had the initial thought of him having ectodermal dysplasia, and then they tested me as well, and I'm a carrier of ED. I was devastated, to be honest. Like, you don't expect your child to have not something wrong with them, but something something's just not right. It took me a while. It's just going back to that moment. I had one friend that said to me, well, at least he's not got cancer. But that's my child, and I found out there's something not quite right. Yeah, but as time's gone on, you learn to cope with it and deal with it. And now it's like, it's this age now, it's starting to deal with other children seeing him, because they've not seen it before, so I understand why they look and stare. And then there's adults doing it as well. But at that moment I was just devastated. And then hospital appointments and him being admitted into hospital, I had to educate the doctors, and it's been very educational, learning about Tyler and his condition. Sometimes it's frustrating because they don't understand, but some of the doctors they've listened to me and listened to me about Tyler and how he is and how he copes with things. Like we were in hospital one time, and the doctors were even bringing the junior doctors around, so they were knowledgeable of ectodermal dysplasia while they were learning as well, so they could bring that forward if they meet any other children with the same condition. And maybe they could diagnose or bring it forward to somebody else's parents. I try my best to get it out there. All my friends know about it. I've jumped out of a plane for the charity, raised £1,000 for those. I learned how to crochet in lockdown, and I've raffled teddies off to raise money for them. And even my friends put the ED Society forward to raise awareness and raise money for the charity. They are the only charity I really support, because they're amazing charity they are. It affects him every day. Like in the winter, I don't take him out to play in the snow or anything. Some worried it'll make him poorly. When they were about 5, he got diagnosed with asthma because they were in hospital, every year of his life with infections and lower respiratory infections. The summer he struggles to go out because it's too hot. He might be out for half an hour before he's back in the house. Food wise, with him only having 3 front teeth, he struggles to eat certain foods, and there's been times where he's choked on the food, and there were one time where I didn't think I could get back up, and I just panicked. I know you're not supposed to put your fingers down the throat, but I didn't know what else to do. And when he got it out, the relief, it was just horrible. He used to suffer with his skin a lot. It's calmed down now though, but he used to have infected skin, he's had an infected eczema. The brightness of the sun for his eyes, that's why he's got his glasses that change, photogenic glasses that change into sunglasses in the light, because he's photosensitive. He has to have water with him all the time to keep himself hydrated, because obviously he can't regulate his temperature. So that can lead him to wee the bed as well. It's still at 7 years old, he can have accidents at night. He has got something in place at school, but I have thought about maybe going out my comfort zone and maybe doing assemblies and stuff, because I've noticed the kids are they're seeing Tyler now. There's a lot more kids noticing, and I feel like they might need to know what exactly is going off with Tyler and why he looks different to everybody else. If Tyler wants to go see his nan or go to his aunties, they have to know about his condition and to watch out for, say, having the eating on or off, and so they're comfortable with having Tyler there without me or his dad there. It's very important that they understand. So we have to be quite responsible with who's looking after him and for how long at a time we're not there. It's just normal for Tyler. He just goes along in life. I think he seems to be an expert at eating these days. I'm there panicking, like, don't put too much in your mouth. He's like, I'm being careful. But it just takes that one time. But when he's more aware of when he's feeling hot or cold, he's more aware of that. As he's getting older, he's realising what struggles he's got and how we can cope with them. There's that with his teeth. They said he could have dentures, but he's not ready. He's not ready in that chair. He gets in that chair and he's scared what they're going to do. He thinks they're going to pull his teeth out and hurt him. And I told him they're not going to do that, because they want to keep your teeth. All they want to do is work with them, but he's not ready for that. The future with his teeth, that's up to him. I'm leaving the decisions down to Tyler. It's his body, it's his teeth, it's his mouth. If he wants to have dentures when he's older, then we'll go through that process, but he's not ready right now. But we're not going to force anything on him. He's his own person and he'll do it when he's ready. But I'm worrying that when he gets older, he'll realise that people may be making fun of him, and I'm worried that that's going to knock his confidence down. So that's what I'm worried about for the future for him. But I'm hoping that he'll just be like, I don't care what you're saying. I love me. Because that's what he's like now. And I'm hoping he carries on with that. He's stronger than me, that kid. Definitely.